increase in humidity today. We will have rain and storm chances each and every day now throughout the rest of our work week. None of it's going to be a washout, but you're just going to notice we're kind of back on track to that typical summer-like pattern. Now, temperatures out the door aren't too bad. 73 here in Charlotte, upper 60s in Hickory. This is one of our really high cameras showing you fog. Most of us don't have fog at the lower elevations, but overall a very seasonal day. Our average high temperature is 88 degrees now for this time of year, and today we're forecasting a high of 88, which is where we were yesterday. However, today is going to feel a lot different than yesterday because that humidity is going to make it feel like we're back into the low 90s, and then you'll notice increasing cloud coverage. Small chance for a pop-up shower or storm will be possible. We've been following that already this morning, and then in the Queen City, I think our best chance would be this afternoon and this evening. Highs today across the board, upper 80s, low 90s, around 90 degrees there in Chirac, upper 70s though up in the high country, so 77 there in Boone. Now let's look at our Doppler radar because for most of us we don't have any rain. Now we've been watching kind of this random few cells pop up and moved along I-85 out there in Gaston County, and then it's kind of tracking more northeast, and as it does that it's kind of dwindling. However, it did bring some rain right along I-77. Now it's on the east side of Lake Norman from Cornelius up towards Huntersville. This is not severe weather. This is just kind of a random batch of rain that's already starting to lose a lot of its strength. But this is one of the live cameras where you can see it has been a little bit rainy. It's gloomy out there. This is our Lake Norman camera. So I'm noticing the ground is wet. I'm noticing also it looks dreary out there, maybe limited visibility at times, but I'm also noticing the air temperature. Look at this, upper 60-degree temperatures there at Lake Norman, so right around 70. However, the water temperature is about 85 degrees, so it's much warmer if you're jumping in the lake compared to what it feels like outside of the lake. Now, if you have any plans today, maybe you want to take your kiddos out to the playground, this is what you can expect. Now, here in Charlotte, it is dry. It'll remain dry for the next several hours. Temperatures will climb into the 80s, and overall, more cloud coverage slowly starts to move in. I think if we have any chances for showers and storms, just be ready for that as we're heading towards the afternoon. In fact, here's about 4 o'clock. Notice not everyone's going to get this. This will be very isolated in nature, but could it impact our drive time home later on in the evening? Sure, but we don't have any severe weather potential. Here's about 5 o'clock. Maybe a couple of the storms do bring heavy downpours, gusty winds, some lightning strikes, especially in that bigger cell well south of Charlotte. And then here's 8 o'clock. We are in the clear here in the Queen City, but still surrounding us up in the mountains and just to the south of us, still some unsettled weather. This is what we're used to. This is what we've seen through much of August, the heat, the humidity, those afternoon showers and storms. Let's go ahead and take us into our Thursday. So tomorrow we start out with fine conditions again. Again, going to be a bit warm and muggy heading out the door. Some sunshine early in the morning, and then just like clockwork, 2 o'clock hits, a few storms start to pop up. Again, no severe weather risk for our Thursday, but some of those storms perhaps by Friday night could become a bit stronger. Right now, we know that it becomes more scattered in nature on Friday. Probably the highest rain potential overall would be on Friday, but still, I wouldn't call it a washout. These are pretty fast-moving storms. Where they happen, they could bring those heavy downpours, and then all of a sudden, it kind of just fizzles on out. So 10-day forecast, let's talk about the rain. 20% chance today here in Charlotte. Not a lot of people going to see it, but I would not be surprised to see a few cells pop up around 4, 5, 6 o'clock. And then notice increasing rain chances through Friday. Then Saturday, if you have any weekend plans, still some scattered rain, but those chances continue to go down and down. By Monday, no rain chances. And then next week is going to be hot and very muggy. So we're calling today humid, and then worsening conditions as we're heading through Thursday, Friday, and straight into the weekend. That's as far as our humidity goes, what our dew points are. They kind of just increase, so it's just going to feel much more sticky out there. 10-day forecast for our temperatures. Notice on Saturday, 85 degrees will be our high temperature. That's a little below average. And then, like I mentioned, the big story next week, heading into the first few days of September, it's going to be the warmth. We're back into the mid-90s, multiple days in a row. You factor in that humidity, it's going to feel like we're back into the upper 90s, perhaps back into the triple digits. Overnight lows teetering back and forth between the upper 60s and low 70s. And if you have any weekend plans, this is what you should plan for. Some cloud coverage definitely on Saturday. 85 degrees will be your high, 40% chance for showers and storms on Saturday, only a 20% chance on Sunday. Again, a few degrees below our average, still going to be quite muggy, feeling like we're in the low 90s. Jerry had Super Center 7-day forecast. It looks like this, so now we're kind of back on track to our typical summer-like weather. We have heat, we have humidity, and each and every day we have the chance for a pop-up shower or storm. Friday will be the best day to have more impactful rain, more, I wouldn't say widespread, but more people will actually see the rain compared to a day like Sunday where it's only a 20%. Most of you won't see rain. And then next week, yeah, this is going to be a warm one. Look at that, 91 degrees on Monday. Overnight lows only drop down into the low 70s, and then 94 degrees multiple days in a row, even as I extend this out to our 10-day forecast if you're making any plans beyond our 7-day. Not a lot of changes day to day. Next week is going to be a hot one. I also just wanted to quickly mention our next named storm. If you guys haven't heard, the next named storm, ironically, is going to be Dolly. So this comes from the National Hurricane Center. They planned this years in advance. So it's just a bit ironic that over the next couple of days, we could see another storm form. We haven't had that many named storms this year. So just kind of odd. Once this forms, it's not going to bring any huge impacts to the U.S. or anything like that, which is good. Dolly would not want any big storms to impact us. But yeah, just something interesting that we're watching.
Uncanny.